One, whether it be at Texas or maybe back at Temple, have you ever played against somebody who you were really, really close with? Because I know you've got Ashton on Baylor, right? Were you close with him, or was anybody else that you played, whether at Temple or here at Texas, that you lined up and were across from one of your really good friends?
Um, I'm trying to think. Other than Ashton, I really haven't played against anyone else that I know. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I would say Ashton, but we being both on defense, I've never like gone head to head against them, so I don't really think so.
Kirk, go ahead.
Yeah, take one. How unified do you feel like this team is, after the eyes controversy and just the record right now?
Um, I feel like we got on some common ground amongst my teammates and myself, and I think we're very close and not divided.
And how would you say practice has been any different the last week and a half that it was the first month of the season?
We've been doing a lot more one-on-one work during practice during the bye week, and I feel like that's really helped us out with us getting competitive with each other and getting back into the groove of things. Just practicing during the bye week and trying to fix some things as well as get that one-on-one work. I think that's been pretty good.
Chip, go ahead.
Taquan, can you tell us what's been communicated to you all as players from Herman, from Del Conte, with regard to the eyes of Texas, especially in this meeting last week? And do you think it's something that players will stand together after Saturday's game, or what's your take on this?
Um, I can't speak for other people, but I definitely can speak for myself. I know that this game coming up, I'm gonna stand out there with my teammates, and I'm gonna be out there for the song, and I'm gonna support my teammates, and I'm gonna give my thanks to the fans because that's what they deserve. And that's all I can speak on. I can't speak for everyone else. Everyone else has their own perspectives and their own minds.
Has this been a distraction for this team, or is it more outside noise?
Um, I would definitely say, uh, I would say it's been more of a distraction. Uh, just thinking. I thought we were past this point. I thought we were past the issues surrounding the song, uh, and I thought we were just focusing on the season. But it popped up again, and we talked about it as a team, as a family, uh, and it's a very sensitive thing, and I think we've handled it pretty well, and I think we're going to continue to do so.
Again, raise your hand if you have a question.
And Taquan, real quick, just in terms of the focus, the bye week, um, what gives you confidence that the team is ready and can start showing the improvement that you want to see?
Um, Coming out of that bye week, that Friday practice, I feel like we came out there with great energy, and we finished off the practice with great energy. And as I said before, we did a lot of one-on-one work and seeing things from both sides, seeing the defense, practice and the offense practice as well. I like the things that I was seeing, and I think that we are going to be ready coming into this Baylor week.
Danny, go ahead.
TQ, obviously you're familiar with some of these players on Baylor, Charlie, being kind of on top of that list. But how do you prepare for a team like Baylor who has a new coordinator, has a new coach, but they only have a couple of games worth of film for you to actually look at? How do you prepare for a team like that in this scenario?
In this scenario, they've only played 2 games, and you only can look at that film and you start to break them down. But also, I played a lot of these guys before, and even though it's a new offense, I still have I guess, some sort of a playing history with them. So I don't know. Also can watch film based on last year just to get a bead on certain players and things like that. But just going off of prepare for them just like any other team. You watch the last few games that they played, and that's all you can do going forward.
Go ahead, Mike.
Taekwon, what did you work on as an individual this past 2 weeks to get yourself prepared? What are some of the things that you felt you needed to work on to get yourself to that level that you're ready to be at?
I try to focus on three things. I try to focus on pad level, more violent hands, and also block shedding. So I came in with those during the bye week, those three things that I was going to focus on and try to hone. And I feel like every single practice, I feel like I try to make it intentional. Go into each practice trying to focus on one thing and get better at one thing. Like I give myself one thing to get better at. I say, all right, I'm gonna come into this practice today. I'm gonna work on violent hands. Be intentional with how I practice and how I train, and that's how I took it during the bye week as well.
Kirk, go ahead.
Yeah, take one. Larry Fedora, the new offensive coordinator, was on Tom's staff, I guess, as an analyst last year. Advantage for Larry Fedora and Baylor, or an advantage for y'all knowing how his mind thinks?
Um, Honestly, I don't know too much about that. I really didn't talk to him that much or get to know him that well, so I wouldn't know how he thinks. Maybe Coach Herman does. I think this is more of a Coach Herman question because honestly, I don't know either way.
Right. And sitting here at 2-2, obviously some of your hopes have been spoiled for this year. What's left for this team to salvage? What goals do you feel like are out there for y'all?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, you're sitting there 2-2, and obviously you wanted to win them all this year. What goals do y'all have that you feel like are still intact and attainable?
I feel like our goals is to win the rest of the games, which are 6, and that goal is to go 6-0, and whatever happens after that happens. I feel like we can't look at the end of the tunnel and try to see what may happen or what could happen. I feel like we got to attack each week, and I feel like we focus on that and do that. I think what we want to happen will pan out.
Anything special about the offensive line that Baylor has that you'll be, any specific individual you'll be going against?
No, they got pretty good players, and I'm just preparing for them like I would any other team.
Jim, go ahead.
Taquan, I'm going to circle back to the eyes of Texas, and you said your position on that, but I'm wondering, when the athletic director comes in and meets with the team and talks about his expectations, do you think that raises any particular pressure on guys who have so far chosen not to participate? And do you think anybody fears any consequences or repercussions if they don't?
No, the conversation that was had, it wasn't anyone telling us what to do. It was an open dialogue, and we were having a conversation just like anyone would. And I don't feel like it put any pressure on any of the guys. Just like I said before, everyone has their own mind, and people have gone through different things. So I feel like people are gonna feel the way they feel, and they're gonna do what they want. And talking as a team, I think we're in a pretty good spot, and we're pretty together and not divided like people have said.
Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, Taquan, I know, penalties is one of the big things for you guys this year, and I know y'all are trying to clean that up. Coach Herman said he's, going to start instituting some punishments for foolish penalties. Just wondering, do you think that's what's going to help you guys? What do those punishments entail? And do you think that's going to be what kind of helps you guys get out of your own way a little bit?
Introducing the punishments for foolish penalties, that's just another way to get more discipline, because that's all those foolish penalties are, is being a little undisciplined or not as focused as we should be. And I don't know what those punishments entail. I don't know what they would look like, but I definitely think it would help with some of the guys when they do like when they're in the game and they do commit like foolish penalty, I think it's a good thing for us to do.
Last one. Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, Taquan, in your opinion, just looking back after this bye week, has the defensive line group played up to y'all's potential so far?
I think the sky's the limit for our defensive line, and I think we played pretty well these past few games. But I do think we can play better. I do think we can elevate our game.